The scripture for today's video is Psalm 19 verse 1 NIV. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. What's up, Bars and Beats Entertainment? Today I have the challenger from the previous interview, the bro Alcott. So he's releasing 2 songs soon, so we're going to get into that. First, Alcott, thanks again for coming back on the channel. And let's dig into these songs. First question I want to dig into is, what was the meaning behind the song "I Don't Want to Leave Here"?
Yeah, so that's like it's a collaborative song with me and my friend Sean Wyckoff, who's super dope. Um, and basically the concept was this idea of you know knowing that like you're not like totally in love with where you're at right now, but it's also comfortable. And so it's sort of like tackling the fear of leaving your comfort zone, but also like um, knowing that your comfort zone is not where you really want to be either. But so like when he says, "I don't want to leave here," it's sort of this. There's like some regret in there. But yeah, that's like basically the concept that we were going for with that.
Whoa, whoa, that totally caught me off guard, bro. That was way deeper than I thought that was gonna be, for sure, bro. Wow, that's tight, man. Like where you are, like, is your comfortable spot, but you also know there's more out there.
That's
Wow.
right.
Wow. Okay, so how did the recording process and the writing process go for this song? Especially there being a feature on the song.
Yeah. So me and Sean are actually we're working on an EP together that will probably release pretty soon. So this is like one of many songs we have together. Um, And this song actually, I just sent him a bunch of beats that I had on my computer, and he sent back that song like with his hook and verse already there. He kind of led the way on this record, to be honest. We had some conversations like before about sort of like the different things we wanted to talk about on our project, and so like this like definitely fit within that theme. But it was more Sean than me, honestly. And then he sent me the record, and I loved it. And so I mean I wrote a verse really quickly because I was just super inspired by what he did. So that's that's really how it came together.
Yo, that's tight. Alright, so y'all just got some exclusive news if you didn't catch that. He just said him and Sean are going to be dropping an EP. So,
That's right.
if you already know this song is fire, there's way more to expect from the EP. So
A lot
yeah,
more
y'all just heard that. You just got that little snippet right there. So, make
exclusive
sure to look
right
forward to
there.
that when it comes out. Yeah, right, exactly, bro. Extremely exclusive. All right, so speaking of I don't want to leave here. Was this song more past tense or future tense, or was it like a bit of both? Like looking back at being in a comfortable place, or like not wanting to be in.
Yeah, I mean I think it's both, but definitely it makes more sense within the context of the project. Um, like this is a song that'll be like more towards the beginning of the track list. Um, so in that sense, I do think it is a little bit more past tense. I don't, like it's hard to explain without like you hearing like the whole thing. But anyway, yeah, it's
Gotcha,
more
gotcha.
past tense, and like this is a place that we both feel like we've been at, and it's a place that is comfortable. But we also know that we need to get out of it. And I think that that's sort of like a perpetual thing in life to some extent. But I know that when we wrote that song, actually, I think Sean and I both were in like sort of darker places than we are now, and so and to that
Well,
extent, it is definitely kind of past tense. But at the
I
time,
really honestly. Oh, sorry. No, what were
no,
you saying?
I was just
Oh,
saying
I was
at
just
the
saying. I
time we
really.
wrote it. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just saying, I really feel like this song is like an anthem for Christianity. Like in a certain time, like we're honestly getting to a place where we might be getting too comfortable, and we honestly like we might not want to leave there, but like we really do like need to step out and like get out of our comfort zone, like as a body, like Christ. So yeah, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but that was just like, well, this is gonna
No, that's
add
exactly
to the
right. Though. And
song.
the truth is, like I mean, honestly, we're never done growing. So, there it's always dangerous to just sort of sit back in your comfort zone and not take any risks or not like challenge yourself to grow. And so yeah, I think that what you're saying is dead on.
Thanks, man. Thanks. All glory to God, bro. This song is definitely amazing. Definitely amazing, man.
Okay, bro.
So you basically spoke on like what the theme of this song is and how it came to be. So like, what do you hope fans get like most out of this song, including like not wanting to be in a comfortable place?
Um, I hope that it's just encouraging. Um, I think that we tapped into something that is probably relatable for a lot of people. At least that's what we tried to do. Um, and so I just hope that it's encouraging to those people and that they um, realize that it is okay um, to leave your comfort zone. I mean, and it should be encouraged. Um, and I just hope that it pushes people to do that and yeah, and so, sort of challenge themselves.
That's great, man. That's great, bro. That's super great to hear, especially uh how CHH sometimes is today. Just like how we're getting back to like the encouraging part of CHH, like to a time where it wasn't just like hype or it wasn't just cool or it wasn't just entertaining, but where it really was encouraging and like getting people to like step out there and like get it going and get it moving. So it's definitely cool that like CHH is starting to get back to that place of like getting people moving. So,
Absolutely.
speaking of like some of your lyrics, some of the bars you had in that song, what would you say is the most important lyric for fans or for you that you had in this song?
Man, at the very end of my verse, and actually, I may not even get the line completely right, but I say something like, I heard it's better to try and to fail than not find for yourself how your life could be turning out. But I don't think that's true because what would you do if you failed at the only thing you ever cared about? And so
Whoa,
that was like that was a fear that I used to wrestle with, like and for me it was like wanting to do music. I used to think like, what if I try to do this and I fail and there's nothing else, like I don't really have another passion of something, and like wouldn't that be worse than just not knowing? And that was like a question that I sort of
whoa,
asked myself for a while. And again, like that's not, I don't really feel that way anymore. Like I said, like I sort of wrote this like at a sort of darker time in my life. Like song is actually like probably a couple of years old at this point. Um, but
whoa.
but yeah, I really like that line because it was something that was weighing on my mind all the time, and I think surely there are people who feel that way too, and I hope that some people relate to that.
Yeah, man. There's definitely somebody who might see this and they're going through like maybe a season of like, yo, this is like probably my biggest passion, but what if I fail at the one thing I'm passionate about and I might never get it right? So like I feel like this song is telling you to step out, and if you're seeing this interview, you definitely have to step out and definitely have to check out this song. So make sure you do both. But onto the lines that you were saying. There was one thing that you said. I've been stuck in this place for like most of my life, and by most of my life, I mean all of my life.
I've been so stuck in this place for like most of my life, and by most of my life, I mean all of my life. For the
Like, was that hard a hard line to put in there, or was it like, this needs to be in this song?
That honestly, that is like like that's the first thing like that. I came up with that immediately. Like as soon as he sent me the song, like I kind of didn't even think about it. Like that part actually kind of just flowed out. So I didn't really even think much about that. Like that's just like what the song made me feel, was that immediately was being stuck. And um like I mean, to an extent, I think like from a spiritual perspective, we're all born broken, and we're in some sense we're stuck here. We're stuck on earth. I mean, separate from God, like at least physically, to some extent. So like that's part of like what it made me feel like. Like we're all stuck here. And so yeah, that was where I was going with that.
Yo, dude, I was so close to calling you Pastor Alcott for a second. Wait a minute, bro. You're spitting bars and messages, bro. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, bro. That was good, bro. That was really good. And it was true, man. That was deep, bro. And it's like that bar is like, I feel like that's like the premise or like the main theme of like this song. And it's just like a great way to show like, even though that's what you all went through, that you all have came out and like you're victorious now, and like that's not your season.
Right.
That's just super cool, man. So like this next line, I feel like I relate to the most because I feel like that's like something I've gone through often. Like this line you said it, that war with myself, but I brought no weapons.
Did that war with myself, but I brought no weapons.
What was that like for you? Like, was that like a career line, like where you were stopping yourself, or like what was the concept behind that bar?
Yeah, it was mostly like sort of like career passion related, but also like just in general too. Like in life, anytime that you want to try something, a lot of times it's a battle with yourself, and and so when I said I'm at war with myself, but I brought no weapons, I'm saying like there's no way for me to win this battle. Like I feel like it's just I have no weapon to use to basically kill the version of myself that's keeping me from doing this. And so that's like why I'm stuck, because there's no way to end this war.
Yo, whoa, yeah, man, that's good bar, bro. That's a great way to explain that bar, especially, bro, because I feel like I know it's not just me, but I've definitely been in a place where like, yo, one of my worst enemies is myself. Like of course there are things I can do, but I'm one of my biggest hindrances. Like when it comes to things like why, like how do I win a battle against myself? Like I'm supposed to be on my team.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. It's definitely, man, definitely related to me the most for sure. So another thing you said in this song, you also said, "Cause I don't want no one invited to my pity party."
I don't want nobody invited to my pity party.
And this was like, what was that bar like for you? And like how would you explain that bar?
Yeah. First of all, dude, I love that you dive into the lyrics. Like not many people do that, so I appreciate that.
Hey, man. Hey, all glory to God, bro.
Yeah. But so that was yeah. I was sort of saying that like because it is like this war within myself. Like it was something that I didn't want anybody else involved in. I didn't want anybody knowing that it was going on. Like it was something that I was dealing with, and I was sort of keeping it to myself. And so like I didn't want I don't want anybody invited to my pity party because I don't want them to even have anything to have pity about. I don't want them to know that I'm going through this. And so that's like that's what I was talking about.
Yo, bro, this is gonna sound like so biased, but it's not. Like I can relate to that one too. Also being like, when you're going through your own thing, of course there's some people who do tell, but then there are like those like me where I just don't want to tell anybody. I feel like I can
In the same
like
way, bro.
I don't have there's no power within me like other than God, but like honestly it's like I want to handle it on my own and just like deal with it, and then when it's gone, it's gone, and then maybe tell people after it's over, like after it's done. So yeah, definitely, man, I would definitely feel like that before. So this bar I feel like relates not just to like artists, but maybe to like anybody who's ever like succeeded or is like on their way to succeeding. You said, but if I ever blow up pretty quick, show enough they gon' show up like they really sorry.
But if I ever blow up pretty quick, show enough, they gon' probably show up like they really sorry.
What was that bar like for you? And has that already happened? Like especially like with your competitions, meeting Lecrae on beat. Like have you already seen changes like that?
I mean, not like in some like extreme extent. Like I don't, yeah, I wouldn't like put anybody on blast or anything. Say that like that's like a serious like issue. I just like, I mean, maybe like I've maybe had some experiences that are kind of like that, but but I've heard of plenty of people where that happens, and so I was more just speaking in general, like if I were to blow up, like, yeah, I could see this happening. But yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't speaking on like any like particular like really egregious situation or anything like that.
Oh, all right, man. Well, that's either way. It's still tight, bro, because it's factual either way. Like, there are plenty of artists who have like gone through that or experienced like many changes. Like people who wouldn't hang out with you now and it just be cool and tight and hang out all the time. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a scary thing, bro. Fame or being noticed. But hey, everything for the glory of God. So, this is probably going to be the last line I mentioned from "I Don't Want to Leave Here." But you also say, if I never let no one on, then no one could judge me.
If I never let no one know me, then no one could judge me.
So like that was like a connection to like the bar where you were basically saying like you don't want anybody in your pity party. So like, what would you say was the importance of that bar within the song?
Yeah. Well, so I mean, part of like one of the things that's really uncomfortable for pretty much anybody to do is to open up like and be vulnerable with other people. And so that's like what I was getting at in terms of like that's another like part of your comfort zone that I don't want to leave, and a lot of other people don't want to leave. Is they don't want to be vulnerable because then other people can't judge them then, right? Because they don't know. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's just it was another thing that I felt like was really relevant to the whole I don't want to leave here concept, and I felt like a lot of people would relate to that. So
I got you, bro. I got you. That's definitely a tight and like vulnerable bar to put inside of a song, especially like in like a CHH song. That's definitely tight and definitely like great for the fans to hear and realize that not only do they go through it, but also the artists that they like to listen to also go through those things. And like everybody's human. Like no one's different from anyone else in some ways. So yeah, man, that's super tight. So make sure you all check out the song "I Don't Want to Leave Here." By the time this interview is out, this song will already be out. So make sure to like blow it up on Spotify, wherever you listen to your music, because we need this thing to go up. All right, we need.
Don't try to nudge me. I'm safe in my place. I'm not budging. But it's better to try and to fail than to find for yourself. Or your life could be